gullible morons who'll believe anything and just want to please grown-ups. And they don't have any frame of reference. So they normalize whatever's happening. That's why endlessly talking about gender to 6-year-olds isn't just inappropriate. It's what the law would call entrapment, which means enticing people into doing something they wouldn't ordinarily do. And if you think that some of that isn't going on with gender in schools, you're not watching enough TikTok videos.
I pledge allegiance to the queers.
I'm not allowed to be out as trans non-binary.
This one gets heavy, so get ready for it. Bill Maher has been calling out his own side for a long time, but since nothing changed, he finally looks done with the whole thing. And this time, he's not joking around. This is no satire. It is real Maher. Is watching the left collapse slowly, and he has made one thing clear. He is not going down with them. From double standards to exploitation to full-blown madness, the party he once loved is now something he barely recognizes. So why is Maher flipping off the left, and is he about to join the other side? Let us see.
The governor of Florida was saying the exact same thing about kids and creepy stuff at Disney that liberals now find intolerable at Nickelodeon. He was dismissed as a hick and a bigot, but why would a kids' content factory like Disney be all that different than the one at Nickelodeon? The reason we find pedophiles in the Boy Scouts and the Rectory and kids' TV is that's where the kids are. DeSantis wasn't wrong, but we're so tribal now, the left will overlook child fuck if the guy from the wrong party calls it out.
Bill Maher is not some right-wing fire starter. He has always been a hardcore liberal who believed his side, stood for truth, but now the curtain is dropped, and what he sees makes him sick. The modern left only calls out problems when it fits their narrative. If a conservative tells the truth, it gets called hate speech. And if a liberal questions the craziness in their own party, they're suddenly labeled a bigot. This is not justice, this is tribalism covered in fake morality. Maher's calling it exactly what it is, a disgusting echo chamber that only accepts blind loyalty and punishes honesty. He is sick of being attacked for having principles. So he is stepping out proud and defiant.
Leave and social justice have agreed this is wrong and this is bad, and exposing kids to an adult world of lurid costumes and garish makeup borders on abuse. Now hurry up and get in the car, we're late for Drag Queen Story Hour.
The left talks about love and acceptance, but behind closed doors it is full of arrogance, vice, and twisted values they pretend to protect kids. While rushing them into adult worlds faster than ever, there is nothing noble about putting children through gender lessons or exposing them. Two overly sexual themes at events that are supposed to be educational the left loves, pretending they are on moral high ground, but their version of morality is rotten to the core. They do not love children, they crave control. Maher sees the decay now, and he refuses to be part of the illusion. And honestly, who can blame him? This is not progress. This is corruption disguised as compassion, and Maher is out.
Anything wrong with being a drag queen, but maybe it's time to admit that sometimes Drag Queen Story Hour is more for the queen than the kids. Sure, kids love a clown, but does the clown...
Most liberals miss the point here, but not Bill Maher. He gets it. Drag Queen Story Hour is not about teaching kids. It is about putting them on display. It is men in costumes performing for kids to fulfill some deep identity confusion dressed up. As tolerance, this was never about learning, never about diversity. It is adult validation disguised as inclusiveness, not growth for children. Maher does not sugarcoat it. This is attention-seeking, not empathy. It is performance, not development. And the worst part is they know it, but they keep doing it because calling it out gets. You labeled a transphobe, even Maher has dealt with that. But now he is done playing nice. He is saying what millions feel. Stop turning children into political props.
Tipping at a bar under a sign that says it's not going to lick itself? Do I have to pretend that's cool in order to keep my liberal ID card? Sorry, I can't do that. If you want kids to be more tolerant, why not have handicapped people read them stories? Kids are more likely to encounter disabled people than drag queens in life. Geez, can't we just go back to the good old days when kids were read simple stories with simple morals like, if you're a lonely single man, just make a boy out of wood.
You can hear the sadness in Maher when he talks about it. He remembers when kids' stories were innocent, full of courage and kindness and truth. But now it is all about rainbow flags, pronouns, and climate guilt before kids even turn 7. The left has taken over even bedtime tales, packing them with political landmines. A bunny cannot just make a friend anymore. It has to question its gender and fight injustice along the way. Maher's clearly fed up childhood used to be about wonder. Now it is a war zone. He is grieving the innocence that has been replaced with forced ideology. You can tell he is tired of watching kids pulled into this social experiment.
This is not an extension of liberalism anymore. It's more often taking something so far that it becomes the opposite. Teaching kids not to hate or judge those who are different, great. Proud we got there, all for that. But at a certain point, inclusion becomes promotion. And contrary to current progressive dogma, children aren't miniature adults wise beyond their years. They're morons.
It is not just the activists either. The problem goes all the way up martyrs into the so-called leaders of the Democrats. AOC, Bernie Sanders, Gavin Newsom, the high priests of woke. Bernie used to challenge the rich until he became one. Now he attacks billionaires like a scavenger. Gavin let houses burn just to protect a fish, and AOC thinks not voting for Kamala Harris. This makes you a sexist. This is not real leadership. This is fantasy in a soup. Maher makes it clear if this is where the Democrats are headed, then count him out. He will not follow a movement wrapped in climate slogans and justice. Hashtags, he knows exactly where that road ends. Chaos, conflict, and collapse. And he wants no part of it.
Who'll believe anything and just want to please grown-ups. And they don't have any frame of reference. So they normalize whatever's happening. That's why endlessly talking about gender to 6-year-olds isn't just inappropriate. It's what the law would call entrapment, which means enticing people into doing something they wouldn't ordinarily do. For example, after 9/11, there were several cases of overzealous federal agents leading sad losers into terrorist plots, like the undercover FBI agent who got 7 out-of-work dudes in Liberty City, Florida, to sign on to a plot to bomb the Sears Tower in Chicago. Oh, please, these guys didn't even have a gun.
This is where Maher truly draws the line. He might not call himself conservative, but when it comes to protecting kids, he takes a hard stance. And the left has gone too far. They are not just sharing ideas. They are rewriting childhood from the ground up. Maher now joins countless parents, teachers, and conservatives who have watched the left trample innocence, like it is junk furniture drag shows for children, hormone treatments for teens, pronoun drills in preschool, and the left acts like it is all. Normal Maher does not, and that is why he is stepping away when someone like him starts sounding like a Republican on kids' issues. The left has completely lost its grip.
You think that some of that isn't going on with gender in schools? You're not watching enough TikTok videos.
I pledge allegiance to the queers.
I'm not allowed to be out as trans non-binary at school. My response to this is to be as obnoxiously queer as possible.
There's a certain kind of activist these days who wants to take heterosexuality, old school, old-fashioned, boring, minding its own business heterosexuality, and lump it in with patriarchy and sexism and racism and tell kids, wouldn't it be cool if you were anything but that?
Remember when being straight was not seen as controversial? The left clearly does not. Maher mocks the idea that being heterosexual, loving your partner, and raising kids is now somehow offensive. The left treats normal life like a crime, and anyone who defends it is called hateful. He is done playing along straight people. Especially straight men have become the target for everything from pollution to colonialism. Maher sees through the madness. And he is not sorry for being a man who loves women. That is it.
I used the phrase gay agenda because I thought it was mostly nonsense, and it is. Mostly. But a director for Disney television animation did say after she was hired,
the showrunners were super welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness. No one would stop me and no one was trying to stop me.
look, I'm all for adding queerness wherever. I put some in my drink before I came out here tonight. But maybe we should think about giving kids a break from our culture wars for a minute.
Remember when being straight was not seen as controversial? The left clearly does not. Maher mocks the idea. For years, conservatives were mocked for saying there was a hidden push to spread LGBTQ themes to kids. But now, Bill Maher is admitting they were right. He admits even he ignored it until a Disney executive came out and admitted they were secretly adding these themes to children's shows, not to promote kindness or inclusion, but to shape the culture. Maher felt shocked and betrayed. He realized he had been fooled and lied to. Now he is sounding the alarm. This is not about rights. This is about control. And even someone as liberal as Maher can see that the future is being manipulated, and the left still refuses to listen.
Oh, don't give me the ick. You know what the ick is, right? It's a term mostly used in the dating world to describe that moment when one of the people, usually the man, does something so icky that the woman cannot forgive it or forget it. Like sending a dick pic, or being mean to the waitress, paying for dinner with a coupon, getting his mother to call you when you dump him, asking for sex in baby voice. Once you give her the ick, it's a wrap.
Maher has voted Democrat for most of his life, but now that party gives him a sick feeling. Why? Because they have gone off the rails. Letting biological men into women's sports, into women's bathrooms, that is not progress, that is regression. It goes against women, against science, and against reality. Maher is not just annoyed, he's embarrassed. These are the people he once defended. And now they are acting like clowns in a parade of bad choices, and he is not sure he can vote for them again. In 2028, not unless they wake up and return to basic logic. But let us be honest, do you really think they will?
Bobby Kennedy, scion of the most storied dynasty in Democratic Party history, dropped out of the presidential race and threw his support not to the Democrat, but to Trump. And everyone all at once said the same thing. Bobby Kennedy did something.
This might be the biggest sign yet. Near the end of his speech, Maher mentions Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a lifelong Democrat, who left to run alone because he saw the same thing. Maher sees now a party that lost its soul. Maher did not say he is joining the Republicans, but he also did not say he would not. With how things are going, it is not crazy to imagine. He is testing the waters, preparing people, because if the Democrats keep heading toward insanity, Maher might actually switch sides. And if that happens, the left truly will not know how to cope. Maher is not trying to be some grinning conservative begging for Fox News time. He is a liberal realist who finally realized his team lost its grip, and he is not afraid to admit it. He has watched the party of reason turn into a cult of feelings where facts are optional, biology is hateful, and playing the victim is considered a virtue. The double standards, the attacks on kids, the non-stop hypocrisy, it has all gone too far, and now Maher is finished, done defending foolishness, done pretending that lunacy equals progress, done being insulted for using common sense. He is not switching sides for attention. He is doing it because truth has become toxic on the left, and while Maher might never wear a red cap, he is definitely not waving the rainbow flag of crazy anymore. The left is falling apart, and Maher just walked away for good.